What's up, guys? Jez here from Whiskefy, and welcome to another episode of WhiskefyTV, your favorite whiskey TV show where I drink whiskey and you guys probably sit there and listen or watch. I don't mind. I don't mind if you watch, or do I? I don't, actually, because I'd prefer if you did watch it. Anyway, we are sipping on, well, actually, rather than me breaking into it like that, why don't we start it like this? So, my man Jacob, the Instagram name I can't pronounce. What is it? Gloucestershire, something like that. I don't know. I'll tag him. He's basically got a gun to my head, metaphorically speaking, and he's telling me that I need to do a proof per week or per episode, just the way it rolls up. So this week it is episode 109, making it a 110. Jesus, last week was 109. This week's 110. This is not a good start. We're only a minute in. This episode is 110, and I have a bottle of Russell's Reserve single barrel 110 proof. I love it. We're very creative around here. Rather than trying to find something new, why don't we just get a barrel pick of Russell's Reserve? Always going to be 110, unless it's the 90 proof stuff, and then we're not going to talk about that. We'll just get the 110 instead. So let me do a bottle pop and I'll tell you guys all about it. So, oh, I hope that was as sexual for you guys as it was for me. It's a good, that shouldn't count. I'm sorry guys, it was 1 week since I spilled some, but I'm really interested to see how much whiskey has been spilled in this little tablet, because a little bit, love that color too. Okay, so let me tell you guys about this one. Russell's Reserve single barrel. It was a private select pick, as it comes in this fancy little gift box here. So pretty fancy. As I said, private select. It came from Warehouse G. I'll break into that soon. 110 proof, 55% new charred American oak. It's about 9 years and 6 months old. I couldn't really do the math on it because it's like distilled the 23rd of the 11th, 2011, dumped on the 12th of 5th, 2020. So what, 9 years, 6 months, 7 months, maybe. But you know, numbers and that. About 90 odd bucks. I think I paid about $90 for it. And in the US, they're going for about 65. So I did okay there. The normal stuff is about 80 bucks anyway, so $10 for like a private select experience is never a bad time. Mash bill is 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% malted barley. So once again, standard wild turkey mash bill. So I've got a couple of notes here. Let me break into it, and we can go from there. So, who doesn't love wild turkey? As I said before, I am a huge advocate for wild turkey and I guess everything encompassing in that wild turkey brand, as you can see to my right, your left. Now, obviously Russell's Reserve being part of the wild turkey brand, it just makes sense for me to love it just as much, and probably love it more than the standard wild turkey stuff, other than the Master's Keep releases, which are also never a bad time. This Russell's Reserve barrel is barrel number 20-0075, and it was hand selected by Eddie Russell, make sure that's still recording, before being dumped, bottled and shipped to Aussie Shores. Now, this particular pick comes from Warehouse G, which I do have on record from the legend himself, Mr. Bo Garrett, aka Mr. FirebirdBo. He said that these warehouse picks are really strong, and he's keen to see what comes out of them in the next 8 to 10 years. So by the sound of things, from what I understand from what he said, Warehouse G has been a solid performer for them, and they're, I guess, really impressed with the picks coming out of it, hence Eddie picking this one. And then that information was also backed up by the New South Wales brand ambassador, Trist, who is the, as I said, brand ambassador for Campari, Wild Turkey, all things encompassing in that little Campari family. Now, let us kind of crack into the notes here because we are at 5 minutes. All right. That's why you should always dry your glasses, kids. So you see soap on the bottom of it, you're like, I hope that's not in the glass. So on the nose, it's got this really like over the top ethanol kind of standing at a petrol pump kind of vibe to it. But lucky for me, I was able to stand there and do the tasting notes for these earlier. So I've kind of got a good idea of what I'm looking at. So there's like, you've got kind of like a hint of spices there, a little bit of oak, but imagine this as like some boozy cornbread juice. I guess that was the same thing with last week as well, and as I kind of go up in proof, that's probably where we're heading more towards, is just boozy juice. It's good, love it. Maybe some caramels in there as well, but it's just trying to break past the over the top alcohol nose. I probably played it off horribly saying it's like standing at a petrol pump, but you guys get it. Yeah, it's just super overpowering, which is I don't mind it, it's good. Better taste? So super thick viscosity. It's a great time, and it's got this kind of like really intense heat just up the tip of the tongue, as I gave it a Kentucky chew. So I want to say like a habanero kind of heat, but it wasn't off-putting at all. It was rather enjoyable. It also had kind of like a candy note on the back end, kind of like some jubes that, you know, you granny will like peg at you from the back of the house and go, I've had these in the cupboard for 6 months, mate, get it in here. Maybe something like that. Maybe not. That's what I got. I just kind of like midway through this, I just want to apologize, the fan is on because it is hot. I think it's still like 31 degrees here, and I'm recording this at 9:20 the night before this drops, so a little bit of insight into my life. Just nose that puppy again, see if I got anything else. Still hella boozy, but not a bad time. And just for that finish there, plenty of oak, super tannic drying notes. It is so familiar, and I did this last week. Very similar to Eagle Rare, just on that finish where it's like kind of brown sugary, oaky, drying, delicious stuff. Therefore making this super enjoyable for me. So I'm sure you guys know where this is headed, but let me break it down in the bar of past that I did steal from the podcasters, so please check them out because I love them both dearly. Now, from the top, it's got a heavy alcohol note, which is off-putting to start with, but once you kind of get used to it, once it breaks through, you let it breathe a little bit, it makes it all right, but you can still push through and get those notes there that we typically enjoy. For the next one, the notes don't really jump off the page, but it's still tasty. So what I mean by that is there's not really a lot going on, but it's enough there for you to taste it and go, okay, this is this, this is that. It's not super complex, still enjoyable though. And just for the third one, that finish is just like Eagle Rare, the same way I love it. Just, as I said, brown sugar, oak, drying notes. Just dries out that tongue. Ooh, delicious stuff. I love it. But yeah, let me wrap it up there because we are 9 minutes and 30 seconds. And you guys will be watching this in the morning, wishing you had a drink in your hand. So I do want you guys to enjoy responsibly and don't drink before work. Definitely enjoy after your night shifts or day shifts, depends what you do. But yeah, I will leave it there. That was the air freshener. Time to wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, because I enjoy making it. I don't really make the juice, I make the videos. They make the juice, I make the videos. But yeah, thank you. Love you all. Hopefully you enjoy your Whiskey Wednesday. I'm Jez. Stay thirsty. Peace.